they felt that we meant a menace to them, and by being dangerous, I mean, they had the power to do whatever they wanted to do. So they imprisoned us. And
how long were you held?
We were imprisoned for 3 months, and then, I mean, in a sort of real jail arrestment, and then in home arrestment for 6 months. And after that, they asked us to leave the country.
Were you in solitary confinement?
Yeah.
What was that like?
That was for the first month in solitary confinement, and then to a sort of more open, more less hard situation, and then at home without possibilities to leave the city and everything. Imprisonment, home imprisonment.
Legendary Brazilian musician, now Minister of Culture of Brazil, Gilberto Gil. Back to my interview with him in a minute.
O Rio de Janeiro continua lindo. O Rio de Janeiro continua sendo. O Rio de Janeiro, fevereiro e março. Alô, alô, Realengo. Aquele abraço, alô, torcida do Flamengo. Aquele abraço, alô, alô, Realengo. Aquele abraço, alô, torcida do Flamengo. Aquele abraço. Dum dip 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 dum. Ah, lá em Londres, de vez em quando me sentia longe daqui. De vez em quando me sentia longe, dava por mim.
Aquele abraço, that hug by Gilberto Gil, recorded in Sao Paulo in 1979. As we return now to my conversation with the legendary Brazilian musician, Minister of Culture, Gilberto Gil. In 1969, he was placed in solitary confinement by the Brazilian military dictatorship. I asked him to describe what that was like.
It was difficult. First 2 days, 3 days, I was lost completely. I mean, like, I couldn't really think about how to resist and how to keep myself, I mean, how to get, I mean, food was absolutely bad, and you know, facilities, sanitary facilities, almost nothing and everything. So a small space, like, you know, I could hardly lay down or something. And it was difficult. But then, you know, for 1 week, 2 weeks, and then finally, a month later, we got to a sort of a cell with other, you know, other imprisoned. And that started being a little more human for us. The imprisonment started to get to us a human level, you know, minimum human level, and then I was able to breathe and to say, okay, now I have a chance to live, and maybe I have a chance to go out, you know, sometime. And it came, you know, 2 months later. They sent us home as still as prisoners, but you know, but home. In prison.
And you went into exile? And
then we asked permission to re-engage in music and in our public life, the normal public life that we had before. And they said, no, you cannot. You have to, if you want to resume music, if you want to reestablish your possibilities as an artist and everything, you have to go out of the country. And then
Where did
left.
You go?
I went to London. Yeah, I went to Paris first. I mean, for 15 days, for a couple of weeks. But then I decided that I wanted something different, and then I went to London because London was too appealing then, you know, with the music and everything.
What year was it when you went into exile?
Where?
What year?
What year? That was 1969. I remember that I arrived in London the very same day the Stones gave the concert at the Hyde Park. You know, I arrived in the afternoon and I saw the leftovers of the concert, you know, all over the park. And that was July something, 1969.
So 1968, we've been doing on Democracy Now! A retrospective, looking back 40 years. Mm-hmm. How far do you think we have come? What was the significance of 1968 for you in Latin America?
In Brazil, definitely we've come a good way, you know, a long and good way, because we have democracy institutionally reestablished in Brazil. We have a Congress, you know, have an open Congress now. We have a voting process functioning, electing government people, you know, presidents and governors and mayors and constituents, you know, and parliament people and everything. So formally, we have the democracy back. We also got rid of censorship, in a sense. You know, the hard censorship that we had then, it's gone. We have reestablished the free speech possibilities and the free expression possibilities in the country. So we are back into democratic process that we should definitely defend and enhance and increase, but democracy is like that. It's a live process. You know, we have to work it every day, every night.
Gilberto Gil, you're here in New York at the Personal Democracy Forum. Your latest album is called Broadband Pamphlet. You're performing here tonight. Can you talk about the significance of the Internet in what you call the peaceful revolution?
I think as any other technologies, in the previous ones that we had, you know, at the time of the Industrial Revolution, the steam machine and everything, and then the plane, and then the radio, and in the 20th century, and all those things, you know, have provoked movements, you know, shakes and movements in the society in terms of instigating the society to advance, you know, in terms of broadening democratic possibilities and so and so. This one now, I mean, the computer and the internet and the digital culture and the digital possibilities and everything, they have taken that to a exponential level, you know, so that the possibilities of inclusion and personal democracy, like the empowerment, the individual empowerment in this society now, the possibilities for that are extraordinary. And I think that we have to use it. We are starting to use that. I mean, the societies are claiming, you know, more space, more freedom, more inclusion in the communicating process and everything. So now we are close to be able to say, I am the media, you know, every individual being empowered and given the possibilities, given the means to express themselves, to network, to post, to publish, and everything. It's quite a new possibility that we have. You know.
Can you talk about the Creative Commons movement, what it means in Brazil, what it means for your music, what you're trying to do?
Yeah, the author laws, the author rights, I mean, they belong to the way they are set, and the laws are written and applied and everything. That all belongs to a previous period, you know, previous time, I mean, an analog, so to speak, an analog time. Now the digital area, the digital era, enable us to extend and expand cultural products and cultural goods and cultural possibilities to, you know, a level that we have to also rewrite and reshape the legal framework and the regulatory framework so that it can adjust to the new possibilities.